Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a good week so far. Well, I'll just get right into the topic here. We have a serious labor shortage crisis going on in this country right now, and I think it's getting worse by the day. I read a statistic that said that from a survey out of a business journal, it said that 35% of small business owners say they may not survive through this summer. And small businesses are in serious trouble right now, and I think it's going to have a rough impact on any kind of economic recovery right now. I know the media keeps talking about a recovery. Uh, I don't see it. I don't know if you see it, but I don't see that right now. Um, but anyway, and there's several different reasons for this labor shortage. And I know a lot of people have been talking about two things in particular, and that is people just don't want to work. You're going to have that segment of the population, but it's always been there. You're going to have that segment of the population where they don't want to work or lazy, um, mooching off other folks. Okay. And then you have the other thing people are talking about is the unemployment, the extended unemployment benefits that have been keeping people from going back to work. And so that's looks like that's going to end here pretty soon. And that has some effect as well, I do believe. But I think the whole problem is much deeper than that. There's a lot more to it. Okay. Some folks just aren't able to. And there's other factors. I ran across an article. I'll get to that in a second. But just being out there, have you ever seen so many help wanted signs out there? I mean, it's incredible. It's just really amazing. There is a retail little outlet place right close to where I work, my office, and I walked over there late last week. Went to the Dollar Tree to pick up a few things, and every single storefront had a sign out real big that said help wanted. Every single one. All the small restaurants, all the retail places, no matter what they were. And just driving down the road, you see it as well. I even saw it on a Chick-fil-A marquee sign that said help wanted, taking applications now. I've never seen that before at a Chick-fil-A location. All right. And so, like I said, there's many explanations to it. Like I said, I did run through an article here. I'll put a link to this article in the description, but it was published by Forbes. It was a few days ago. But anyway, it says a demographic drought will worsen the labor shortage crisis. And it said labor data analysts. I won't read the whole thing, of course, but I'm going to point out a few things. Labor data analysts today warned of a worsening demographic drought and its impact on a shrinking workforce and the American economy. Okay. It points out a few things. It says, there's a labor shortage of 6 million workers that businesses are already facing. So essentially what they're saying here at the beginning is that this shortage was already in motion before COVID, before the whole pandemic thing had an effect on it. And I believe that too as well. We see it in my business that I'm in. Been seeing it coming for a while. So, and then there's an exodus in 2020 of 3 million baby boomers from the workforce, many from senior positions that won't be easy to refill. Okay, it also says, let's see what else. There was some other things in here that were pretty telling. Labor force drops to new lows. The U.S. labor force participation rate, which measures people working or actively seeking work, has dropped to new lows that we haven't seen since the recession of the mid-1970s. And then it just talks about how 2020 was an accelerant. Okay, the people shortage was already coming. Like I said, all 2020 did was act as an accelerant to this issue. And then it goes into advice for business leaders. Towards the end of it, says first and foremost, you cannot, as far as to business leaders, first and foremost, you cannot dismiss employee turnover. In the past, you went to the market to replace them. The labor pool is much shallower and full of risk. Better to keep experienced people and pay them more, treat them better, and try to keep them. So, and I agree with that. I think it's better to try to keep, you got to keep your experienced talent. Okay, pay them better, treat them better, give them some more incentives, maybe more time off. People love that even more than pay, studies show. So I think that would help a lot. Reduce that turnover. And be open to working from home. Now, not every position lends itself to that, but I think they really need to do that as well. And I think there's a big paradigm shift going on in the world of work right now. I think the way I look at it is two different segments. If you look at the retail and restaurants, I think, when you hear all of them just clamoring for help, but I believe a lot of it there is the people that were in those positions before the pandemic, you got laid off or whatever, they're not coming back. A lot of them just aren't coming back to those positions. I mean, especially the fast food stuff and a lot of the retail, they don't pay well. They have to work with the public. They're getting abused every day. They may not be getting treated well. They're just going to be looking for better opportunities. They want to make more money. You got to make more money, especially with inflation just going crazy here. It just keeps going up. It's out of control now. So even $10 to $12 an hour in some retail places, I know Target starts off at $15 an hour, $15 an hour now, excuse me. And even that is tough. I mean, especially if you're the only one working, if you're looking at the cost of living and everything, food, utilities, transportation, insurance, it's a real struggle. So I believe a lot of them are just trying to upskill or just look for better opportunities. And then if you look at the other thing, the office professional workers, a lot of them during the last year and a half were forced to make adjustments, work from home. I know in my position, it doesn't lend itself as well to working from home. I could do some of that, but the clients that we serve where I work have to be served in person. So we've been there in the office this whole time. Now, Mrs. Dog was able to work from home, which is awesome. And so she's still working from home. And so I think what's happening there, and from what I'm hearing from a lot of people, is that a lot of these businesses are trying to get people to come back to the office. And they're getting some resistance, and I don't blame them. And I understand people are looking at their circumstances a lot differently than they did before even 2 years ago. Things can get done. You can work from home now. You can do meetings through Zoom. So these businesses try to get people back in the office full time. I think they need to wise up, wake up, and realize that they can still keep their good talent, let them work from home, and I think they'll get a lot more production out of them. I know Mrs. Dog works from home. She works more than she did when she went in the office. She cuts off all that drive time, and a lot of times when I come home, she's still in here working. I mean, so they're going to have to wise up, I believe, and just think out of the box for a change. Treat your people better, pay them better, your loyal employees, take care of them. It pays off. So I think that's where we're going with that. People are looking at this, like I said, they're looking at things a lot differently now. A lot of them are trying to just better themselves, start a new business, start over in a different industry, start doing some side hustles, learn new skills. That brings me to new skills. And I've talked about this before, but I would recommend, if you have a chance, even if you're still working, and especially if you're still getting unemployment benefits and you have a chance and you have some time, try to upskill, maybe even in a different industry. Think about it. I've seen people double their salary going from fast food or retail to learning a skill like welding and getting a job, and they can double their salary just like that in a matter of weeks. Okay. There's other positions that are highly sought after, trade type positions that are in high demand, electrician, driving, healthcare, a lot of different healthcare positions that you don't have to necessarily go to school for a long time, and you can make a good bit of money. Salesforce administrator type things. I've seen some people really upskill into that, and that doesn't take too long to get a certification into something like that and really increase your earning potential. So other than that, I believe as far as how we react, support your local small businesses as much as possible. I know we do here, your local butcher, restaurants, your small local restaurants, they're in trouble. They're trying to hang on, a lot of them are having to cut hours because of lack of help. But if we can just support them best we can, you know, and do our part in that as well. So that's what I wanted to get across. This is just something we're going to have to be seeing, you know, we're going to be seeing. And I think this shortage, this labor issue is going to be with us. It's not going to just go away this summer or this fall. I think it's going to continue on for probably a year or two or longer. So businesses, you know, companies, the leadership in these companies need to really, like I said, think out of the box and really adjust, make some adjustments and adapt if they're going to survive and thrive. So anyway, that's my message. I'm going on too long here. Let me know what you think. You know, if you're out there, if you made a change, or if you've taken some courses, or you're doing something totally different now than you did even 2 years ago, share that with us. Appreciate all the good comments. Take care out there. God bless you. See you soon.